This is YSM Sports Media. Want to thank you for all your love and support. Really appreciate it. We wouldn't be able to do this without you. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now and click the notification button for all future content.
Opportunity, chances, so I can show everybody where I belong in this division.
Do you feel like your height and size make people, I ain't gonna say scared, but nervous to get in the ring with you?
Absolutely, yeah, that's what I was just speaking to. I'm a tough outing, so and then like it is just not the size stuff. As I could really box, I'm like I don't really never get hit for real, and I'm a real fighter. Like I take chances. I was 14-0 when I fought a guy that was 22-0. I'm calling for the best fights out there. I'm trying to make them happen. So a lot of these guys don't want real fights. They just want wins, and you know what I mean? And it's just hard to look good against a guy like me, or they don't want to, be dethroned by a guy like me. So they're going to try to avoid or stay away from me as long as they can. But, it'll all work out how it's supposed to. I just got to keep.
I know you got your next fight lined up, so I don't want you to look past it. But let's say you are successful. What's the fight on Albert's wish list? Like, I need this fight next.
If I in the dream world, it'd be the winner of the Herring and Frampton fight. But if not, that's cool. Just I would like one of the undefeated prospects or something next. Someone like a Gabriel Flores, a Abraham Nova, somewhere up in that category. One of those guys that's hot in the division, that's undefeated as well. That's both looking to step into knocking one of each other off to get into the for sure championship ranks. You know what I'm saying? So. I give everybody their respects. Shakur is a former world champion, so he's in the championship ranks. Oscar Valdez, the champion. Miguel Burchell was the champion. Jamil Heron, Frampton. All them guys are, on the championship level. I'm at that level where I need one more big win or a big win to prove myself to get where they at. So I would like to do it against one of the other guys that's right there with me in the contender, and then, and then go for a title shot if I can get a title shot next.
Do you see all of you, like that crop of guys, do you see them all fighting each other along with yourself?
This boxing, not really, the guys got to be, you can have all the best talent in one division, but if these guys not willing to face each other, and take the risk, then it won't happen. And it's like that in a lot of different weight classes, and it's been like that for a while. So, but hopefully everybody start, just stepping up to these plates and taking these right fights. But I think it's going in a good direction. But it's just got to be the promoters, working with each other and putting the fighters first and what we want, and try to make these things happen.
Do you feel like the business of boxing hinders the sport?
In certain cases, like in the welterweight division, as far as Terrence Crawford and Earl Spence, in that case, it does. Yeah, it definitely does. It's in certain divisions. It depends who's hot. You know what I mean? In those divisions.
In your division, Miguel Burchell gets stopped by Oscar Valdez. Did you see that coming? Like, who did you pick to win?
On the outside, I had I never really watched Miguel Burchell fight. I watched his highlights. I seen a lot of his highlights, so his highlights deceived me from what I actually thought, how he fought and how he was, I actually thought he was going to win by late stoppage somewhere up in there against Oscar Valdez. I thought he was going to overwhelm him. But once the fight got in, it was like he was shot already. So I seen it happening that he was going to get beaten if he didn't take the tank of Oscar Valdez, because in a minute, like a certain part of the fight, he had Valdez really tired and was pressuring him after he had got dropped. But then he just kept running shots. His defense was gone. He was just in there swinging at the guy for real. After the first couple rounds, it was like he was just going there like he didn't have a game plan or a strategy. He was just trying to pose his will and just running in the shots with no defense. But I was surprised, but it just I don't know, it's boxing, man. But he looked like an old man that night. Like it's like too many gym wars or fight wars over the years and got to him.
Now, do you feel like it was more of what Burchell wasn't, or what Oscar Valdez was that night?
Um, I say a mixture of both. I knew from the jump though. I said if he doesn't just walk into that big left hook that Oscar Valdez got, he should be cool. And he walked right into it. I don't care who you are. If Valdez hits you clean with that shot, that hook, he's gonna stun you, hurt you, or put you down. You know. And then early on, he got caught, and then that's the same thing that put him down. But I think it's a mixture of both that night. It just was the right night for Oscar Valdez, you know, and right game plan opposed as far as boxing them, letting them run into the shots and loading up on the big shots when he do just walk in with his hands down or just coming in with no defensive responsibility. So it's a
While watching that fight, did you see some things that you can capitalize against Oscar Valdez on?
I've been seeing things I capitalized on Oscar Valdez in for the past 3-4 fights ever since he came up to his last couple fights at 126 and then the 2 to 3 fights he had at 130 against Velez, against Lopez, and against Burchell. I've been seeing things that I will capitalize off of against Oscar Valdez.
Now, when pursuing these top level opponents, because I remember you trying to get the Herring fight. Like, are you constantly hearing not now or just high risk, high reward, like low reward?
Yeah, it's. I think that's what I believe it is: high risk, low reward. But I really didn't hear the not nows because I didn't try to get the Herring fight. I was offered the Herring fight during the July 2nd card, the one I ended up being co-main on. But he was supposed to fight Oquendo on that fight, but he caught COVID a couple times. He contracted COVID, so he was supposed to be main. I was supposed to be co-main. That's because they offered me to fight him that card, and for every reason on their end, it didn't materialize for them, you know. So they moved me to the co-main, but so then after that, I just pursued it, you know, like let's try to make it happen, you know. But I never really the type that really call out fighters and do things like that. I believe everybody got their season, you know, but now I see that I have to get more vocal and trying to make these fights happen. So that's why I'm just trying to win, you know, and then like knock off another guy that's hot in the division so I could dang it. So they can't say not now, you know what I'm saying? Like if I keep beating these guys that's undefeated and I got these O's that's 20-0 and 22-0, 19-0, and they fighting bums, and they title defenses and stuff, is you gotta give me a chance.
Yeah. Do you like? What do you think it's going to take? You looking vulnerable, or you having to move up in weight and fighting, you know, a bigger guy?
I really don't know. But I'm not trying to look vulnerable for nobody. You know, this the boxing game. Somebody, you know what I mean? You come in there slipping, and only take one shot to derail your whole thing that you've been working towards your whole life. So I'm not trying to look vulnerable for nobody. Hopefully, if I could just keep impressing that the promoters will force it, you know what I mean? So I'm just trying to improve my performances each fight. So this fight, I'll do my last fight by far, you know? So you won't see no vulnerability looking out of me. You know, I'm just hoping I could just get in these positions by force for real.
What do you know about Rojas that could make this a difficult fight?
He's tough. I seen a couple of. I didn't really watch him just yet because we just came out that we fighting him because I was scheduled with another guy, but somehow that's what we had the contract sign when then they came out and said the fight not gonna happen with that guy. So they said the last resort was the Manuel Rojas guys. I know he's fought Andy Vencias before. I think Andy Vencias is the only one that ever stopped him. He knocked him out, I believe. I know he fought Felix Verdejo. He gave Verdejo a contested fight. They went the distance, and they said he had his moments. I didn't get to watch it, but I heard he had his moments. But I seen some little footage of him that he does got. But they're against lesser guys, so it's hard to judge and tell. You know what I mean? But from what I do see, I do see that he's tough and that he's a durable fighter that keeps coming.